What is going on, guys? It is your boy Torque Crunch, and today we've got an awesome video. Something different, something I've never made in the past. And this one's actually a video about a theory. A very big theory, a big plot twist. So anyways, let me go ahead and get on with it. So a couple of nights ago at Reset, we were introduced with a little video on our phones, on BBS, on the app, showcasing the manga part 4. And we are made to believe that we're getting Kisuke, Yoruichi, Yuwatch, and Ichigo, right? 4 manga characters, 4 awesome manga characters. The only problem with that is that this theory is actually saying that we're not getting Ichigo. We're getting Aizen. And if you're an Aizen fan, this is probably like amazing news to you, right? Or an awesome theory. But first off, let me just mention this is not at all true. I'm not saying this is going to actually happen, but I'm hoping that it does. And there's a lot of cool evidence that actually would, sway towards maybe it actually being the case. So anyways, last night actually, I was on the internet, on Twitter, I believe, and I saw a Reddit post linked to me, which was this right here. And I took a screenshot, tweeted it out, and I thought I would go ahead and make a video on it because I think it's such an interesting theory, right? So first off, right off the bat, Mac Attack 1684. Shout outs to him. He's the one that came up with this theory on Reddit. So I want to obviously give him props for that. But let me just go ahead and get into it. So hear me out. Ichigo is a frenzy character with Soul Reaper Killer. The frenzy part, that doesn't really matter because of course, anyone can have frenzy, right? But Soul Reaper Killer, that one's kind of like a little, like what? Why would Ichigo from the manga, where he's like, fighting for against Quincy's, nowhere does he fight Soul Reapers, right? Why would he get the killer of Soul Reaper? It doesn't make sense, right? But if you look at Aizen, a character that, was a big villain, probably the biggest villain, arguably the biggest villain, outside of Yuwatch, maybe, I guess. Potentially the biggest villain of all time in terms of Bleach. He was against the Soul Society and he just was an evil dude, right? So he, of course, would make sense for him to have Soul Reaper Killer. So that one right there, that's one little indicator, right? Just one little thing that's kind of off about it. Also, paralysis immunity. Ichigo in the stats and skills, or Ichigo I say, in the stats and skills, it says that he is going to have paralysis immunity. And that right there is like another thing that's odd, because it's like, why would Ichigo have paralysis immunity? Like, there was nothing that would indicate or like would make it so that would make sense. There's nothing that happens. So another thing that would make sense is that Aizen in the manga arc, in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, he comes out of this freaking chair. He's on a chair trapped because of what happened in the things he did, through the Aizen arc, where he went against the Soul Society. He was taken prisoner and was strapped down to a chair. So he was trapped. What does paralysis do? It makes you so you can't move. Aizen couldn't move from that chair. So I think that's another thing. Like, Aizen having paralysis would make sense. Paralysis immunity. So that would make sense. And I think that's one huge indicator. I don't think Ichigo, it would make sense for Ichigo to have that. And also another thing Mac Attack said was, Aizen was in a chair and almost the entire time, and he was still able to contribute more than half the cast. So just saying that, like, him having paralysis would make sense because he was a badass no matter what, and he was strapped down and wasn't able to move, I guess. And I mean, like, it makes sense, right? So he's just saying, you're not fooling me, K-Lab. Either in the summons or in a video, we're going to see Ichigo then shatter Kyoka Suigetsu. And then, there we go. We got Ichigo. I mean, Aizen, not Ichigo. Stevens at the bottom just kind of added on, So imagine this. You see the rainbow, and then you're hearing / reading. So you think you're gazing at Kurosaki Ichigo. Fascinating. That would be, like, insane, right? Because in the manga, if you read the manga, by the way, spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't read the manga, in the manga, during the big fight against Yuwatch, it's Ichigo going up against Yuwatch, right? And at one point, Yuwatch like punctures him in the chest, and you think, oh god, Ichigo has lost this, right? He's done. From one moment you see Ichigo, and then the next moment you see Aizen, and Aizen's just like, so you think you're gazing at Kurosaki Ichigo. Fascinating. Because he shattered Kyokatsu Ugetsu. It's not actually Ichigo. It's not actually Ichigo. It's Aizen. So I think, and what the theory is here is that K-Lab went ahead and took that little thing that big thing that happened in the manga, and try to implement it in the game. And what I think potentially could happen is that tonight during gameplay at Reset, we're gonna go on our BBS account. We're gonna go on there, and it's gonna be a little trailer. Because I mean, by the way, like I said a couple of nights ago, we got ourselves a little trailer introducing manga characters. You know what I found weird about it is that we got ourselves a little introduction to Yoruichi and Kisuke. You know, like they went in, zoomed in on them, and with cool little font to the side, it said Kisuke. And then on the other one, Yoruichi, it like zoomed in on them with cool background and whatnot. And then it only showed those two, and then it went ahead and brought Yuwatch and Ichigo all together, and Kisuke and Yoruichi. So it's like, why didn't they show Ichigo in that way, right? Why didn't they show Ichigo in that way? I have a feeling it's because it's not Ichigo. Yuwatch, I'm not too sure why they didn't. That's not what we're talking about right now. But Ichigo, they didn't go ahead and do that little extra step, and that's maybe because it's actually not Ichigo. So what I'm thinking is that tonight at Reset, like I said, I think we'll have that big reveal, and if it's true, if it's actually true, it might not be true. Also, I just want to showcase, I did tweet this out yesterday. 42 people liked it, 5 people retweeted, blah blah blah. But there's a few people that are actually saying that this is not true for many reasons. For example, Marwan says character quotes and special moves dialogue have already been leaked. Wish it was true though. I think that right there could be, it could be true. I guess that could have some type of substance. But at the same time, if you think about it, I mean, it doesn't matter. They can always just add another, the dialogue for Aizen. I mean, it's not like it's maybe intentional that they did this, right? Just to like sway us to think that it's not the case. I personally do hope it is, and I think that right there isn't too big of an argument. Medi Argentum though does bring up a valid point. So as cool as that would be, it's not going to happen because that can be classified as false advertising, and K-Lab would get in trouble for legal reasons. That may be true if they were to, let's say, do it the way they're doing it right now, where we think it's Ichigo, and then the day of summons comes out, we're all summoning, we think we get Ichigo, but it's Aizen. Yes, that would be false advertising because, you summon knowing or thinking you're getting Ichigo, but instead you're getting Aizen. Yes, that's false advertising. But if they reveal it tonight or, a day or two before summons actually drop, they show it on the game, and then they change the in-game news from, the banner of Ichigo, Yuwatch, Kisuke, Yoruichi, and they switch it to where Aizen's in there instead. That would be, I would say that would, that would erase the false advertising thing, because you're getting, you're getting told, or you're being told ahead of time that it's actually not Ichigo. So I think that is a valid point, but I don't think that's how it would play out anyways. So, I don't know, and people are saying doubt it, blah blah blah, and and there's a couple of people that said, for example, Kaden said that he actually had already thought about this as well because of the whole Soul Reaper killer. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, I don't know. I'm not saying it's true, right? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know it all and like that this is actually happening. Because I know there's a lot of Ichigo fans and there's a lot of Aizen fans. Personally, I'm kind of like, it's okay if it's Ichigo. If it's Ichigo, I'm 100% still summoning. If it's Aizen though, that would be a whole nother level of plot twist from BBS, from a freaking mobile game. And I think that would make me a lot more hyped. I think I would be slightly more hyped for Aizen being in there instead of Ichigo, especially because we already have Ichigo, right? Manga Ichigo is so new. He came out part 3 of manga. So, like, he was in the last banner of manga characters. You guys have to admit, it'd be a little bit cooler if we got ourselves a new Aizen, a manga Aizen, a freaking Chair-sama, dude. Like, that would be so awesome. And I am crossing my fingers and hoping that tonight at Reset, when I log onto my BBS account, I see the big reveal, and that it's not actually Ichigo, it's actually your boy Aizen-sama. Oh my god. I mean, tell me though. Like, I would like to know everyone's thoughts on this. Like I said, I'm kind of in between. I don't care if it's Ichigo. I would love Aizen though, but I will still summon no matter what. I want to know what you guys would think though. Like, would you guys summon extra? Would you guys go in even harder? Would you be even more hyped? Are you more interested in Aizen? Are you more interested in Ichigo? Let me know down below, because of course, if this happens, this is big. This would be huge, right? So anyways, that's all I've got, man. Just a little crackpot theory. You know, your boy has to get into some kind of like theory, man. I was so interesting, man. This was just too interesting to like ignore. So I thought I'd, you know, make a little video on it. Anyways, that's all I've got. Love you guys so much, man. Let me know down below what you guys think about this theory, and you know, hopefully tonight I will be making a video reacting to Ichigo actually not being Ichigo. That would be really cool. But you know, again, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and that's completely fine. Anyways, that's all, man. I'm not gonna keep you guys for too long. Thank you all so much for being here. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video; it does help out a lot. And you know, turn on notifications because I'm actually gonna be doing the Tuesday 6-star very soon. So yeah, be ready for that because I think I'm gonna be opening it either today or tomorrow. Anyways, thank you all. Love you.